So, what is it like being a Metallica chapter head? I think the fruits of your labour are going to come to fruition in June of next year when Metallica come to Dublin. How did your Metallica journey start? Of course, you grew up in Brazil, right? I don't know about you, but I remember being in Madrid and just walking around on the Saturday, even on the Thursday. We landed on the Thursday, but just walking around the city and everybody's in the Metallica tops and they're from all over the world. They're from Amsterdam, they're from Brazil, they're from America, they're from Ireland, they're from Portugal, everyone. And everybody's together. We can go and enjoy it. We've been fans for 20, 30 years. The next generation's coming through. Now we can possibly bring them to the show. Dublin is going to be bouncing in June. I can't wait, man. Welcome back to another episode of ThatSoundPodcast. And if you love music, you are in the right place. Today we are joined by Marcelo Cagna, chapter head of the Call of Cthulhu. Big Metallica fan. I am a member of this chapter. Very proud to have you on, man. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. No problem. So, what is it like being a Metallica chapter head?
It is hard. It is hard because when you're applying to open a chapter and there's all those rules and disclaimers in there, they say you need to put efforts and time into it. And I'm like, oh, no, it's a chapter, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Not diminishing the chapter per se, but still. But then I start to work on it. And that's the rules that you need to have 10, 20 members to become an official chapter.
Yeah.
And you run after people. And then you got the names and you send to HQ approve you. And then what now? You know?
Yes.
And you try to find... sorry to interrupt. So go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just saying, I'd say it's quite daunting trying to, I guess, keep it going and keep people into... And look, life comes in the way, as we know, family and work and everything. But I guess, kind of jumping ahead, I think the fruits of your labour are going to come to fruition in June of next year when Metallica come to Dublin and we get to go to two awesome shows. And I found since starting this podcast, especially chatting to other chapters around the world, some American ones, we were just saying off air, I have the Australian, one of the Australian chapters coming in. But I feel like, I don't know about you, Marcelo, I'm sure you're similar. I guess when these fans are coming to Dublin next year, we kind of feel a bit of, like we want to show off Dublin as best as we can. We want to show everyone a good time. And I guess a kind of bit of pressure comes with that, especially more on you, I guess, as the chapter head. But maybe we'll get there in a minute. But how did your Metallica journey start? Of course, you grew up in Brazil, right?
Yes, I'm from Brazil, São Paulo. And I remember clearly because my father always listened to Queen and AC/DC. And then I remember it was 1996, I was 13, and I was listening to one music in the radio. There's this radio station in Brazil that's called Radio Rock, and it started with drums. And I stopped like, what is this?
Oh, I know, yeah.
And then, okay, it's 2x4. Okay. I waited the music to finish, and the radio manager, the radio guy was saying, "Yeah, this is Metallica 2x4." Oh my God, I need this. I really need this. And I was 13. There was no money, just fooling around in school. And then we had cassettes, and we had not even DVDs in there, so VHSs. And I went to FNAC and I started to look around, and I found I think the first Injustice for All, and I fell in love with the cover immediately. And then I asked my dad, can I have this? And he said, I will buy you because I'm buying something for me. So this time, so it wasn't, we were on wealthy was comfortable enough to make some of those things.
Yes.
And I started to listen. I said, this is way different from 2x4.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's different. And then one started. And I was like, okay, this is serious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I started to dig for information. And I was talking to people at school that I saw some wearing Metallica t-shirts. They're my friends for 30, 35 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
All started with Metallica. There is one guy, Rafael. He's way into Metallica, way better than me. But nowadays, he's one of those guys that, no, I stopped at Master of Puppets. Metallica died for me after my Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
But if Hardwired, if Lux Eterna plays, he will sing it.
Okay.
So it is fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
But I fell in love with it. I fell in love. And not a die for the band fan, but to have some spare time in my busy schedule. I also need to have time with my family to dedicate to Metallica. I love playing. One of the things I miss the most in Brazil is to have a band.
Right.
So I have a bass in here. I have a guitar here. Sometimes I'm here. I need to do a training. I have 20 minutes between meetings. I work 100% remote, but I travel a lot for work. As you realized.
It's okay, man.
And then I just play something, and it is my therapy, and Legos. Metallica and Legos are my therapy. So basically, it was the radio. Yeah. I was hearing something on the radio, waiting, because they were about to play Live After Death from Iron Maiden entirely.
Yes.
And I was waiting for this because it was the time we would get the K7 cassette to record from the radio. And I was waiting there with my finger on the rec button. And Metallica said, I forgot about Iron Maiden. I love Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I like
I go to every single show I can because they're really fun.
Yes.
But Metallica is Metallica for.
But I think Brazilian fans, especially around the world, they're one of the most passionate metalheads of any country. When you see the likes of course, like Sepultura comes to mind. But anytime I see, any show in South America, be that Mexico City, be that Colombia or Brazil, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to go because that's where it looks to be at. Like the intensity of the South American fans, I love it. Funny enough, something comes straight to mind is I remember watching Gojira in, was it Rio? It might have been Rio. And it was a massive arena. I think it was a festival or something. But the crowd, now, I'm sure Marcelo, European crowds are pretty good and American crowds are good. But when it comes to South America, I think it's another level, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. Look for the Rock in Rio.
I think that's what I watched.
Yeah. I watched Metallica for all the 3 times they went there.
Mm-hmm.
It is something else. It is. I went to Iron Maiden where they play Live in Rio or something like that, or Rock in Rio. I think it's the name of the city.
Yeah, Rock in Rio. Yeah, I think
it was pouring raining, mud everywhere. Everybody was singing. Everybody was moshing. And if you take AC/DC live at the River Plate Stadium in Argentina,
yeah, of course, yeah,
it is massive. It is massive. For a fact, you probably know that Bruce Dickinson has a house in Brazil because he loved going there. And he said that publicly that Brazilian Iron Maiden fans are, for him, the most enthusiastic ones. The other ones are not that bad, but Brazil doesn't have English as first language.
Yeah.
It is Portuguese. And honestly, maybe 40% of Brazilian people speak English fluently or on a business level. They sing all the songs.
Yeah, yeah.
They understand what they are talking about. And that's why they're so faithful to all the bands that go there.
Yeah, no, 100%. They're 100% on a different level. Like that video that I watched of Gojira. I even watched Joe, the lead, the front man, the guitarist, and he's looking into the crowd, and you can just I love Gojira. I love
Oh,
Gojira.
me too.
But he looked into the crowd and he just give that stink face, like as if to say, yeah, I'm vibing off you and you're vibing off. It was just a moment, and they created it in the camera. They just caught that moment where he's looking down at the crowd and he's like, shit, yeah, fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But someday I'll get over there. So, Marcelo, can you tell us how did the Call of Cthulhu come about, or where did the ideas come from to create it?
Absolutely. I owe everything to Ian Davis.
Yes.
Ian is a great guy. I love the guy. We met at the Metallica concert in Amsterdam.
Okay.
The chapter was actually called Hardwireland. So Hardwired plus Ireland.
Okay.
It was on the phase of being approved by the HQ. It was supposed to be an Ireland chapter because there was none. We have the UK Apocalypse, we have other ones, but nothing dedicated to Ireland. Then I started myself working on this. I was talking to HQ. I think we were missing 5 people that were Met Club fans to join the chapter. And then I got a snake pit pass in Amsterdam.
Okay.
And I went to the UK Apocalypse group and said, I have a pass. I want someone to come with me. I don't want to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 passes actually because I got to work for you and your friend. I want someone to come with me. Someone that really deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Not a raffle, not a selling, nothing. Then Ian was the first one that said, raise your hand. Okay, let's go. Then I met him there. We had some beers afterwards, before.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was talking to him about the chapter, and he was like, what if, hear me out, what if we create something dedicated to the Celts? Not only for Ireland, but Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Cornwall, Isle of Man, Brittany, because we already have the UK Apocalypse, which is big. I love the work that the guys does there. But something is missing here. So if you have only one for Ireland, there will still be countries left. Now they're not that important or more important than others. Okay, let's do it. And then we started to build up. He was the one with the ideas, with the logo. He ran after everything. Honestly,
I'm gonna grab it. Yeah, I'll grab it. Keep going.
Yeah, no. We talked about having co-heads. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our baby.
It's cool. Very cool.
But then HQ was really adamant about it and said, no, there's no such things about co-heads. You can have page admins, you can have supporters, but no. Because he was doing an amazing work to the chapter, not only increasing awareness, but increasing the number of members, and making sure that you were fed with information. Even though it was kind of easy to have information because Metallica was on tour, he was able to dig information where we're not looking for. So he got not only the ones that we are picking from other chapters that you're trying to make the chapter running, but side stories. So the guys went to Norway and they were found having coffee in a local coffee shop. He was able to find this kind of information, and then finding people that took pictures with them and posting here and finding them and asking them to join a group. But Unfortunately, we couldn't have code chapters. And then he was working as an admin as well.
Yeah.
But he's busy with other things. He's just took a step back for now.
Yeah.
And I hope he's get back on his feet so he can keep working with us.
Yes. I think the last time that I checked, there's well over 100 members now, right?
Yeah. We had an exponential growth when the shows were
in North America.
Were made public. Yeah. No, in Ireland.
And I've been spreading the good word too on the podcast here. I don't know if you checked out, but
I checked. Yeah.
I'm definitely dropping the word to round up some people. But I think it's brilliant. I can't wait I'm going on the I Disappear next year. I'm not doing them all. It's a funny story. Apologies if anybody's heard this story before, but I was supposed to go to the World Cup next year to America. I'm turning 40 next year, and I've been doing this thing with all my kind of friends at school. But then Metallica said they were doing a European tour, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have all this kind of money saved up to go to the World Cup. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to...
Yeah, you deserve it.
So I said, you know what, the hell with it. There'll be more World Cups. So I'm booked. I have my flights and my accommodation and everything arranged for Athens, Budapest, Frankfurt, Glasgow, Dublin, and London. So...
nice.
So
really nice.
I'm looking really forward to that. But honestly, I can't wait to have this up in Dublin, surrounded by other, Metallica friends and family and other chapters, and just having a great weekend in June. I'm really looking forward to it. So like going forward to that, what is there any plans yet, or is it still kind of brainstorming, or has anybody floated any ideas about what's going to happen? Because I know it's 7, 8, 9 months away, but time doesn't belong rolling around, and you kind of have you got to get your ducks in a row. Is there any kind of brainstorming happening yet, or is it still?
Yeah, we're talking on an admin level. We are getting support from the HQ.
Okay.
They are sending us a treat package, they call it.
Yes.
And then we decide what we'd like to do with this package. They didn't say what is in the package, but they said that there's something we can do a raffle and use the money to buy beer to everyone,
Nice.
So we are waiting for more details on that.
Yes.
Then as we have people, and I'm talking to people from Australia that are coming by, the US.
Yeah.
There are 6 chapters I'm talking with. They're coming by. The UK Apocalypse guys, of course. So you're trying to plan a Dublin takeover, maybe do a pub hop. Not on the day of the shows, because otherwise everybody would be wasted there. But everyone will be here anyway, because one gig is on Friday and the other one is on Sunday. So maybe let's spend the day on Saturday together,
Yeah. Myself and Luke from the podcast were kind of floating an idea as well of maybe, obviously not going to cross anybody's toe, but maybe we can help each other out, or we can get involved and help. We floated some ideas of maybe like, of course, this is just brainstorming, but maybe getting somewhere like, I know on the weekends, sometimes there's a tribute act as well that sometimes, but like, again, this is just, in my head at the minute, but like maybe getting something like Whelan's or something for like 2 hours, get a DJ, or maybe like downstairs in Bruxelles and get a DJ, playing some Metallica stuff and kind of just mingling and like that. The chapters, of course, I've also been, maybe we've been talking to the same people, but I know like the chapter in Michigan is coming. The guys down in, I think Kentucky, I forget what the name of the chapter is. There's a couple of California guys coming over too. So like between two of us, I think I will definitely help out if you want my help, of course. And
absolutely. I think the more people working on this, the better it will be the event. So let's join forces.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Like that, you just feel so much pride. But Metallica Metallica are awesome. So you said you went to Amsterdam. Did you check out any of the kind of takeover events? Are you into the pop-up shops? Did you go to the tribute acts or maybe any of the talks? I went to Madrid and I went to the Ross Halfin chat with Kirk, and Rob showed up. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I went to the Ross Halfling in Amsterdam.
How did you find it?
Amazing. I think, firstly, I think I was lucky to be there.
Yeah.
Because I just stumbled to the place.
Right.
And they said, "Are you here for the Ross Halfling book signing?" I said, "Yes." Okay, come on. But I wasn't, to be honest. I was just walking by.
Oh, you know,
trying to find a pop-up store.
Okay.
And then I just went there, and it was amazing because there was Kirk and Rob and everyone that was involved in the production as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then showing pictures, telling stories.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
It was really, really nice.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I got to, Luke bought the book and we had a quick chat with Ross, and there was another photographer there as well, and we had a good crack with him as well, an English guy. Just can't think of his name. He was on the stage with them. But yeah, I love what Metallica do. Like, they're obviously a very experienced band from these takeovers, but I don't know about you, but I remember being in Madrid and just walking around on the Saturday, even on the Thursday. We landed on the Thursday, but just walking around the city and everybody's in the Metallica tops, and they're from all over the world. They're from Amsterdam, they're from Brazil, they're from America, they're from Ireland, they're from Portugal, everyone. And everybody's together. There's no nothing. It's just together. And it's damn beautiful that music can do that.
It is. And it is something interesting for you to say, because I have a friend in Brazil. She works on concert productions. So whatever it is, country or metal or Dua Lipa, she's in there.
Yeah.
And every single time she works on a metal gig, she says there's no more polite people than the metalheads.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
When you go to country concerts in Brazil, they are always making the place a mess. Not talking trash about them, because they're nice people as well. The problem is the culture.
Yes.
Because metalheads are all together. Mm-hmm. No matter if you like Metallica or Megadeth or anything else. But when I own a country or pop, they are throwing cups everywhere and throwing. They are pissing in cups and throwing.
Yeah.
Onto people. And she said that not everyone is like this, of course, but she saw people taking other people's trash after an Iron Maiden concert.
Mm.
And I said, yeah. So not everyone is like this, of course. I'm not generalizing.
Yes.
But yeah, we try to be polite. We try to see that there are more people there to do this job, to make us safe in there, and making sure that they're having a really good time in there. So why doing a hell of people's time throwing piss on each other or throwing beers away? That is really expensive on gigs anyway.
Yeah. Like, you very, very seldom see a fist fight. Like, I think some of the worst crowds for me would be like dance music. Just terrible environment. I've been there, done that, but no, definitely. And I think the proof is in the pudding when you see all the footage that Metallica put up on YouTube and everything. The amount of kids that are at, and and it's cool to see. You might see like these big scary Vikings or biker guys, and they look gnarly and scary, and then the kid is on somebody's shoulders, and like you can see them. The persona of the scary guy, they're like, we can't hide it anymore. They're like, look at the kid, like, it's so cool. Like, people change, I think that the Metallica crowd really like to see the next generation coming through. I know I do anyway. Like, I have a little son, and like he's listening now to like Tin Lizzy and Metallica and Black Sabbath. Now he hears me listening to it, but like, I'm like, it's brilliant. There's something cool about the next generation, getting to experience even like Enter Sandman. I know I'm kind of done with Enter Sandman, you know, but when there was a time when I loved it because I only heard it X amount of times, and then when you see that next generation just at that early stage again, you're like, it doesn't die, it just starts again.
It doesn't die. Like seeing Master of Puppets being played on Stranger Things.
Yes, exactly.
I was watching the series, and this was the starting point of my son liking Metallica, because we were watching Stranger Things. I had no idea what would happen. And then Eddie started to play Master of Puppets. And I was like, goosebumps, you know?
Oh, I know.
And my son was like, this is Metallica. I was like, yeah.
Proud dad moment.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But my oldest, he's autistic, so he's really, he has some level of noise that he can bear. So I'm still thinking if I would take him together with me or not. He would love to go, but when we went to the movies, it was half true, and he was with his noise canceling headphones already. So if he's here at the movies complaining about the noise, which I wanted to be louder, imagine him with thousands of fans screaming and singing and the song being played loud. So yeah, maybe I don't know.
Well, I don't know what you've heard about the what HQ gives some of the chapters, but I have heard that some chapters have got the platforms.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maybe your son would be ideal there, and if he needs a break, you can kind of just take him away and bring him back up on the platform. So I do know that there has been the guys in Virginia, they got a platform, and when it was in Virginia, and I know a few others. So yeah, it's a possibility. So maybe
good to know.
Maybe that will help your son.
Absolutely.
That'd be brilliant.
I love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, you know what? If you don't ask, you won't get. So maybe the next time.
Exactly.
Oh, I heard that the guys in Virginia got one. I want one. So you never know. But no, that'd be brilliant. It would be brilliant to be able to comfortably bring your son to enjoy a live show.
Yeah. And also in the takeover, you know.
Of course.
You have so much fun in there.
Oh man, yeah, so good. So speaking then of Dublin, I know the set list. I don't know if you've been checking up on the set list on the North American tour. Was kind of there was a couple of slots, a couple of tracks might change up here and there, but it was kind of rinse and repeat kind of a set list. Is there any songs that you would love to hear on this next European tour that, you know, within reason, like they're not going to play Dyer's Eve, like, you know? You know what? I would love to hear a track that you started off this conversation with, 2x4.
Me too, but I don't think they will play any load or reload songs in there.
Well, maybe I see a box set over your shoulder there. Maybe they will.
Yeah. Good point.
It's
maybe the celebration,
the anniversary, and maybe we might need to reload. And they're not that hard to play. So maybe we might see something. You never know.
Yeah. But I honestly, I would love to hear Disposable Heroes.
I got to hear it once.
I never got to hear it.
In Dublin.
I know they played.
In Dublin, actually.
It's Lane?
No, in 2006. They played the full...
okay. Yeah.
They played the full Master of Puppets album
oh my God.
from start to finish in the ODS in Dublin.
Okay. No. I arrived here in 2018. Yeah, 2018. Yeah, I left Brazil.
Did you go to Slane?
I went to Slane. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Amazing. Just driving 20 minutes. I live in County Meath, so it's really close by.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So driving 20 minutes to see Metallica, that never happened in my life.
I know.
They play in the backyard.
I went up the night before in Slane, excuse me, and I grew up in RD in Louth, which is very close to
Yeah.
Slane. And I went up the night before and I kind of knew a few guys and they were like, okay, if they do a sound check, we'll sneak you in. I'm like, oh my God. So I went up and I'm ringing this guy. I'll leave it at a guy. And he's like, they're not here yet. They're not here yet. I'm like, are they in Ireland? He's like, yeah, but I don't know what's happening. And then I got a phone call like an hour later to like they sound checked in the Olympia in Dublin, which
Ah,
makes no sense whatsoever.
not forever. Yeah, yeah.
No, so like they just didn't do a sound check. They just did a jam in the Olympia, and I was like, oh damn. But the night before in Slane was pretty damn cool, and that whole day, even though it was kind of raining, I didn't care. I thought it was
No, nobody cares in there. Nobody
nobody
cares.
cared. And
And
I don't know if you got to check out. We done a video a couple of weeks ago, probably a couple of months ago now, with the Alex Cunningham, who's now the new Lord of Slane Castle after Lord Henry passed away. And we went up to the castle and had a chat with him. And
oh no, I didn't. I would definitely check it. Yeah.
yeah, it was a really good chat. And we talked about him growing up as a kid with, all these rock stars playing in his backyard, Tin Lizzy, Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, Bruce, everyone. And then we got to Metallica and we had told him that we were big Metallica fans. And funny, something that you said a little while ago was that he said Metallica fans were some of the best fans that we ever had here. A huge international contingent of fans, no trouble, absolutely no trouble. And just it kind of put Slane on the map again because all these kind of international fans that travel. I was standing beside a couple of guys from France, I remember. I think there was a guy from Colombia beside me. You were surrounded. It wasn't like it felt like you were abroad, but in a good way, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But he also said that he told a great story where Lars, he was saying he got to meet the band that morning, and Alex's father was still alive at the time, Lord Henry. So it was like Lord Henry, Alex, and Alex's son was at the gate. And Metallica pull up to the main gates and they walk up to the front door. And, Lord Henry is the main man at this stage. And Lars just kind of walks by Lord Henry, walks by Alex, and goes down to the kid and shakes his hand. And kind of Alex and Lord Henry are kind of looking at each other like, what the hell, what? And he goes, now, he says, young man, when I want to come back here and play in 20 years' time, I'm not going to have to ask them. I'm going to have to ask you. So he says, my name's Lars, and someday I will want to come back to here. But I thought it was very funny the way he explained it, probably funnier than me. But it was just that type of Lars thing. But he also said that the whole crew, everybody in the family and in the production end of Metallica, he says, was one to remember to land in Slane.
Everybody said that they are really polite. Of course they are stars, but they're not. Give me 20,000 of golden edible leaves to. They're not like, they have their way to live. They like to eat certain things before shows and everything else, but they're not. I want 2,000 liters of Perrier with lemon squeeze and blah, blah, blah.
Yes. But funny, Marcelo, a point that sometimes we do forget, I think, Metallica don't need this financially. They have more money than, they could last 20 lifetimes. They do this because they care and they love the music. It's not for money. Like you said, they're looking for, golden toilet roll. And they want to do this. This is their life. I think normal life is like what we'd imagine being a rock star is. Like, they don't know. Like, they only know the road, I think. They can take the break for X amount. They're like, okay, no, we got to go back, which is great for us, But I just love that they don't do it for money, and like some bands do. And one that comes to mind that just rubs me wrong is Oasis. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're an Oasis.
No, no. Yeah, I don't want to mass people or but you have some people. We got the nerves because we're talking about Oasis, but I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I just love that Metallica don't need it for the money. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah.
And I think that 2 shows per town thing it is the best example of it. They could be playing in Dublin. They went to the UK, playing in London, playing I don't know where. Then they went to Belgium. Then they went to Amsterdam, and blah blah blah. They could be having 2, 3, 4 times the money.
Yeah.
Because what I paid for my tickets, it was slighter high than Slane. But still, we're having 2 gigs.
I know. And like, I was listening to these people, like, and I know Metallica gets a lot of hate from some people. They're like, oh, they're sellouts and it. But okay, I'll leave Oasis and no, but let's just say other band. Okay. Price tickets, are outrageous. System of a Down for a minute. I wanted to go to see System of a Down next year in London.
You should.
And I was going to get a ticket and it was like €400. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just, one, I can't afford it. And 2, that's just insane. No, yeah. I'm not paying it. And then like people are like, oh, Metallica's coming to Dublin. Oh yeah, sure, it'll be robbery. I'm like, hold on a second. If you wanted to and you were on the ball and you signed up for the pre-sale, which was free, you could have got 2 shows. Okay, you might be up top, but you could have got 2 shows for like €70 each.
You can.
What more do you want?
Yeah. I've been in stadiums in Brazil where I got a last minute ticket because I was traveling for work, and then suddenly I was back in São Paulo on time for the show. I got tickets in the really far beyond in there, and I had so much fun. Still, okay, it is not the front row.
No, but I mean, value-wise, I'm just saying it's so cheap, like,
Exactly, yeah. But at the same time, we see people paying 500 quid to see Dua Lipa.
It's nuts.
But Metallica is expensive.
Yeah. Like it's crazy. Even Madrid, I went to Madrid, like I said, and it was similar money. I think I got the 2 shows for less than €200. I think it's a steal in this day and age, Yeah. We that was probably my fault. We went off topic there, but set list, yeah.
No, that's all. No, yeah, the time is ours.
What would you love to hear in Dublin?
Disposable Heroes for sure, yeah. And then. I know. Trapped Under Ice.
Oh, yeah. Good shout. I think it's a great track. I know they did it on the Doodle.
Only the Doodle, but not the entire song.
No. Yeah, it's possible. You never know. They're playing a lot of Ride the Lightning, of course. I think over the 2 nights, I think they play like 80% of the album. Like they do.
They do.
Yeah,
Cthulhu and the Red and Lightning, maybe Fire, Fall on the Vessels, of course.
Yeah, like that's 4 or 5. Like there's only 8 tracks on the album. Like it's
not... exactly. Sometimes they play Face of Black.
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
Creeping Death, of course.
I think
they are not just playing Trap in their eyes, to be honest.
I know, right? Yeah. Finish it off, guys. Come on. What is your take on? I know you've mentioned Justice and Master of Puppets. Are you a fan of Kill 'Em All?
I am.
Okay.
I think it is a different kind of brutality.
Oh, I like that. That's a great saying.
Because it is so fast. It is so anger.
Yeah.
The way they start to hit the lights. I love the 4 Horsemen. I know it is cheesy now, but Seek and Destroy for me is amazing. I think it was the first music that I played with my bass. It was Seek and Destroy. Yeah.
Cliff was on another level, right?
Oh yeah. And don't get me wrong, I love Rob. I think he has a charisma that Jason never had, and of course I never saw Cliff live, but still he was more a close guy. But
you know what?
Anesthesia.
Yeah.
With Rob is nice, but it's not Cliff.
Let's have a bit of fun here for the crack. Give me your list of bass players from Metallica. Not right. This is the rules. Okay, not who fit Metallica the best. Okay, like playing wise and all that. The full package. Who would be your? How many have we got? 4, is it? Cliff, Jason,
You're
and
wrong.
well, yeah, we'll leave it.
Yeah.
But the
Jason,
one,
one. I think Jason he's more raw,
yeah,
and it was what Metallica needed back in the day. Rob is way too technical, but Cliff will be number two, but I will get into this. But Jason, for me, had the backing vocals that made loads of really nice Metallica tracks that when you hear nowadays, like load, reload, or even, of course, we don't hear the bass and Justice for All, but still, the backing vocals on Injustice, and you hear Kirk and Rob trying to do nowadays, it is not the same. So I think Jason had a full package. He played what needed to be played in there. The backing vocals were amazing. And I really like the way he was playing. Of course, Rob plays with the fingers. Jason was playing with the picks. But still, I play with my fingers, so I'm more close to Rob in here. But I think Jason has the whole package of playing really well, loving the tracks. For example, My Friend of Misery.
Oh, yeah, that video is brilliant. The sweat just beaming off him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
stage presence as well.
Stage presence, yeah.
Yeah.
Rob has his way to doing it, but I don't know. For me, maybe because when I met Metallica, it was load time and reload. Jason was there, and all the live music videos that I saw and shows and concerts, Jason was there.
Yeah.
Of course, when I started hearing Kill 'Em All and other things, and I saw Cliff, and okay, yeah, these guys serious. And then I always heard Rob from Infectious Grooves, and then Ozzy, and now Metallica. He has another way of playing, a more funky way of playing.
Yes, I agree.
He's a great bass player,
but
I would say Jason, Cliff, Rob, and then oh my god, I forgot his name. Sorry, fans, but
Bob Rock and Bob Rock do.
Bob Rock played music.
Saint Anger, right?
Yeah. I like Saint Anger though. Oh yeah. I would tell you one song that I would love to hear it live.
Okay.
Invisible Kid.
Yeah, good track. Track.
And I Name a Feeling.
Okay. Yeah, I think I caught Invisible Kid in Dublin as well, I think, on that St. Anger tour. What year was that? 08? I think it was it 08? No, 03. What year did St. Anger come out?
I don't remember.
I think it was
03.
Yeah, I think it was 03. Yeah, they played the RDS as well. Like, it's crazy. Like, when you think, right, Metallica were just playing.
03.
Yeah, 03. The Metallica were playing the RDS, the show jumping place in Dublin. Like, what does that hold? 20,000, 25, maybe 30? Like, and that was Metallica pretty big, like, That was one show. And now, like, 15 years later or more, they're able to sell out 2 nights in the Aviva after all these years. It's nuts. Like, it's absolutely nuts. It's brilliant. Yeah. I love it. What else were we going to chat about then? What will we chat about? So, yeah.
No. What about you? Apart from 2x4, what do you like to hear?
You Must Born, 72 Seasons. I like that track.
That's really good.
Yeah, I do like that track. I would like to hear what would they physically be able to play. I would like to hear some more load stuff. I really do. I'm kind of gone back in time. Like, my number one is Justice. Like, Justice is my baby. The first time that I heard Blackened, it was like,
oh my God,
I was being awoken. I'm like, what is this noise? Especially the intro. And then when I heard how they'd done it and reversed it, I'm like,
reverse.
And that was your boy Jason.
Exactly. Yeah.
And going back to that, I think you might have converted me. I think
Yeah, what's your pick for the
yeah,
bass players? Now
I
that we're talking about.
I always would have said Cliff, right? But I think they're two different people. Cliff was a genius. Cliff was creative. Cliff brought on James Hetfield. I think he pushed him into like, the musical theory and, evolving his guitar playing, I think. Like they were doing shit that nobody was doing in the 80s. But a valid point is, and all the shit that Jason got, he gave it everything every night. He was blood, sweat, and a lot of sweat and
A lot of
tears
times.
into every show. And I remember seeing an interview not too long ago, and he's like, I physically, my body would not let me do what I did back in the 90s, and late 80s. He's like, because I just broke myself, my neck, my arms, my body, my shoulders, my back, everything. And like you touched on as well, like, do you remember that famous show where Metallica were playing in Georgia, I believe, and James Hetfield didn't show up? He got sick, and
Yeah, yeah.
and Korn came out, and I think Limp Bizkit came out, but Jason sang a lot of the songs, and I know he used to sing "Seek and Destroy" at times while getting shit on, basically by the band. But yeah, I think they're two different players, but the whole package. I think you're right. I think Jason takes it.
Yeah, maybe because I met Metallica during the load reload phase, and
Very jealous.
but I feel that since Jason has left, and Rob is great. Again, don't take me wrong, but
Yeah.
they lost some of the baseline creativity. Backing vocals for sure.
Mm.
When Jason left and Kirk and Rob started to do the backing vocals was kind of embarrassing.
Mm. Mm. Like
No?
it almost looks like Kirk doesn't even want to do it.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
he's like, "Oh, I'm so bad at this, but someone has to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Blackhead is a really good example. If you hear Blackhead live, maybe 6 months after Jason left, or whatever the time it took to Rob to join,
Yeah.
it was disgraceful to hear them. Blackhead is the end.
Yeah.
Blackhead, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I can do backing vocals better than those guys, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but Jason for sure.
That's great. I love that. I enjoyed that one. You seem to have good musical knowledge, so I'm going to ask you, what do you think of the production of the last couple of albums? I, for one, and some of my friends would agree with me that there's a lot of processed drums and it just seems a little bit too clean and a bit too good. I would love to hear a stripped back, rough, not saying anger rough, but a raw, live feel to an album. I guess they're at an age now where they might need a little bit of help, and that's fine. They've done the work to deserve that. But it just seems a little bit too good, processed. Turn the auto tune down, turn it down.
Yeah.
Pro Tools, all that.
And apart from that, you can see that, and of course, they're not getting any younger, but playing Hardwired and 72 Seasons live, they tone down a tone because they cannot play the way it was recorded.
Yeah,
So you set it up. There's loads of things in there that maybe it is Lars playing the drums, but I don't know how many takes it took him to get a full 7-minute song recorded.
And again, that's okay because he's
fine.
He's done it all. But I just feel like maybe I'm just being greedy. I'd love to hear the mistakes. I know I make mistakes. They're human,
Yeah.
I actually enjoy, and one thing that has come up in topic a lot when I've been chatting to people at these live shows, is that when they make a mistake now, it's like, oh, well, shit, fuck. Let's go again. It's not like James is given the death stare or, it's like, we're human, man. Yeah, we fucked up. Let's go again. And I love that. And I love that.
But dude, sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you okay?
Did you see the theories from fans that so they record every single show and they sell the live shows afterwards, or you got it depending on the ticket level that you got?
Yep.
Some people says that Music X, Seek and Destroy, Lars fucks up so badly. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you can curse here.
You're okay. Go for it.
Lars fucked up so bad, but in the recording it was not like this. They have videos where recording with their phones, but when they're hearing the live shows, they don't see the mistake. So I don't know if it is a theory, if it's conspiracy things, or they try to blame him because he's not getting any younger. And as you said, everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, but I'll finish on a positive because I think that he is playing really good. I think he had a rough patch a couple of years ago. I think this North American tour and even the European tour last year, he was top notch. Just my opinion. And funny, Luke, my co-host, just done a brilliant podcast with the drum doctor, Ross Garfield, who would have been involved in recording the Black Album, hired out drums to Lars. I think he was involved in some of the Load album and Master of Puppets. It's a great episode. Go and check it out. But he explained that he went to a show in Santa Clara in California there this year, and he's obviously one of the best drum techs in the world. And he said Lars is absolutely killing it. For what he's brought his body through and what he's able to play. Okay, things might be a step down or the tempo might be down a bit, but man, fuck, they're in the 60s.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. And I think it's brilliant, like we touched on there, that we can go and enjoy it. We've been fans for 20, 30 years. The next generation's coming through. Now we can possibly bring them to the show. Dublin is going to be bouncing in June. I can't wait, man. If you're in Ireland or Scotland or Wales or Brittany or the Isle of Man, am I missing anybody?
Cornwall, yeah.
Yeah, Cornwall. Join our chapter. I'm a proud member of the chapter. Marcelo is our chapter head. Get involved. We're going to have a great weekend, Marcelo, right in Dublin. It's going to be a lot of fun things going on. We're going to have meetups, maybe a pub crawl. I like the sound of that. Maybe a tribute act, maybe a DJ set. Join the Facebook page is the handiest way, Marcelo?
It is. So we have a public group.
Yes.
And the official one that is, you need to ask permission to and answer the questions to join because it is HQ rules.
Okay. I will.
Look us out.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the description of this episode. So go into the description, sign up, become a member, and join the chapter. And Marcelo, I know you're tight for time, so we'll wrap it up there. Maybe down the line, but closer to the show, we'll have another chat and we'll update the fans and see what's happening, man.
Let's do it. Let's try to get Ian. Let's try to get the other admins and make it a party of it,
Look forward to it, man. Thanks a million for giving up your time.
No problem at all. Thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Yes. If you enjoyed that episode, please hit that subscribe button. It can really help me out, and we will check you on the next one.